For those who are less familiar with Marie Sklodowska-Curie actions, in this slide, I have summarized the 5 main actions. And in today's webinar, I'm going to present Staff Exchanges action, which is probably the least known of the 5. This action has the aim of promoting knowledge collaboration between organizations and sharing practices in the context of the research project by researchers' mobility. This action has also many characteristics that are very appealing for SMEs and non-academic organizations. Sorry, this is... Oh, okay. Concerning the objectives, as in the case of other Marie Curie actions, Staff Exchanges uses a bottom-up approach. This means that applicants are free to address whichever topic they wish. The action is based on international, intersectoral, and interdisciplinary mobility, and of the staff who are temporarily detached to an organization other than their employer. The secondments are the most important aspect of this action. And another important aspect in the Staff Exchanges is its international component, which provides an excellent opportunity for intense knowledge transfer between institutions. In terms of added value, staff members, as well as their organizations, could benefit from the mobility that is at the core of this action, and in terms of networking and collaborations and transfer of knowledge. For the staff member, there is also a clear added value for their career prospects. And during the secondments, they will acquire new knowledge and skills. The organization will tap into the knowledge and skills transfers by the secondees and boost their own research and innovation capabilities in areas where they might have a lack of expertise. Eligible participants, so you can come from the academic or non-academic sector. The definition of academic and non-academic sector, you can find the definition in the work program. But the type of organization is determined by the validation of the legal entity through the registration in the portal. This means that the data that you provide for the registration of the legal entity will automatically classify the organization in one of the 2 sectors, academic or non-academic. In order to be eligible, in order to be eligible in Staff Exchanges, the consortium, which is a group of organizations led by a coordinator, needs to include at least 3 independent legal entities based in 3 different countries, 2 of which must be based in a different EU member states or associated country. Secondment taking place between organizations in the same country are not eligible. And if all the organizations are from the same sector, for example, non-academic sector, then there must be at least one organization from a non-associated third country. There is no predefined size in the staff exchanges, but it is recommended a consortium between 6 and 10 participants. You see here the comment below will be developed in another slides. In general, secondments are open to any type of staff contributing to research and innovation activities. And very importantly, the staff member must be actively engaged in research and innovation activity for at least 1 month at the sending institution prior the first secondment. In terms of duration, the minimum is 1 month and the maximum 12 months per staff member, and it can be split into several stages to different beneficiaries or associated partner. During the secondments, the staff should be devoted full time to the action, and after the secondment, he should return to their sending organization, of course, to maximize the impact of the exchanges. Eligible exchanges. So this table in the slide is meant to highlight the secondments that are eligible for staff exchanges. And those that being eligible for the action may or may not be eligible for funding. Keep in touch that the sending institution is the one receiving funding for the secondment. As already mentioned, the organizations based in third countries did not sign the grant agreement, do not sign the grant agreement, and they can participate in the action as associated partners instead of beneficiaries. Associated partner not eligible for funding are those entities based in high income third countries which participate with their own funding. Associated partner automatically eligible for funding are those countries based in low and middle income third countries. The red square encircles those secondments that are not eligible for the staff exchanges action here, because they take place between two organizations based in third countries. Staff exchanges is not meant to fund secondments occurring either with one same countries or involving only third countries. The green rectangle encircles those secondments for which the staff is sent by the associated partner to organizations based in EU member states or associated country. Secondments taking place between organizations based in EU member states or associated country that belong to the same sector, for instance, two SMEs, are only eligible if shown to be interdisciplinary. Should be clear that all secondment can be or not be interdisciplinary, but in this case, they must be interdisciplinary. And this interdisciplinary, these secondments must be not higher than 1/3 of the total project secondments. The interdisciplinary aspect will be assessed by, at the time of the evaluation, by an independent experts, And the applicants must characterize the interdisciplinary character of those secondments by selecting the first level of MSCA keywords that characterized the expertise contributed by the organizations involved in the exchanges. I can show you at the end a link where you can find the list of these keywords. Um, the interdisciplinary, just to give you some information concerning this interdisciplinary, secondments are considered interdisciplinary if the activity performed during the secondment integrate some aspects such as information, data, technique, tools, from two or different scientific disciplines. And in assessing the interdisciplinary dimension of proposal, expert evaluators, as said, shall consider the descriptors, means the keywords, available in Part A of the proposal form, making reference in general, in principle, to the first level of MSCA keywords available in the REA website. And here you have the link. Staff exchanges reimbursement is based on unit cost. Triggered by secondments. The total cost is 4,600 euros per person month, and there are two types of contributions, category A and category B. The category A in the staff member unit cost amounting of 2,300 are to be paid to their entirety as a top-up of the salary and are meant to cover expenses like travel cost, accommodation, subsistence costs. And there is no flexibility for this type of category, the use of this category. Category B is divided into research training network and management and indirect cost. And in this case, the use of this category can be more flexible, and the use of this category is defined in the consortium agreement signed by the project participant at the beginning of the project. Category B can be used if needed to complement category A. Another important thing to keep in mind is the funding of those secondments involving low and middle income third countries, which are eligible for funding. The consortium can agree to transfer funds to those associated partners when they second staff to an European countries or associated country. And the details of this agreement should be stated in the consortium agreement again. Here you see a list of reference documents, very important to read before apply. And it is important to read them early, because in some cases the content is not really easy to digest. And concerning the guide for applicants, for example, this guide has been shortened comparing to the last call, and now it contains different links to other sources of information. and the frequently asked questions, which are constantly updated in the portal and are very useful to read, because they have you can read a lot of practical information. Um, how you can guarantee the success? First of all, you need to contact your national contact point. So don't neglect to contacting your national contact point, because they have an overview on all the questions they have received. They have other proposals that are being submitted, and without breaking confidentiality rules, they can guide you to the right source of information. You can also ask a colleague to read your proposal and see if they think you have addressed all the points that you should have according to the guidelines. And finally, you can consult Corda, which is a public website where successful projects are published. Now we are going to focus our attention on non-academic sectors. Concerning the international dimension, you see here that out of 6,200 participant organizations, around 30% are located in third countries outside the European continent. RISE, the last program, RISE is the Marie Curie action that has the most participants in proportion internationally. Concerning the sectorial dimension, 28% of organizations are from the non-academic sector. Of those organizations on non-academic sector, about 60% are SMEs. So again, RISE action is the MSCA action with the highest proportion of participants in non-academic sector. Finally, the participant breakdown, you see here 28% of participants are organizations of higher education or university, 14% are public or private research organization, 2% public organizations outside higher education and university, 22 are for-profit business organization, as for example SMEs, and finally 4% are of other type of organizations. I would like in these three last slides to put to try to put forward some criteria that could be relevant for non-academic sector. So first of all, we see staff exchanges has a relatively simple action comparing to other actions Marie Curie. And this could be a good start for you then to apply to others Marie Curie actions. The success rate is relatively high, with more than 30% success in the last call. Then participants can join the consortium as beneficiaries or associated partner. If you join as associated partner, your role is simplified and the responsibilities are reduced. From an administrative point of view, we use unit cost, so you don't need to send real cost, and this is easier to manage. Finally, the Commission has set up some instruments to capitalize on the innovation potential of your project. and to assist beneficiaries in developing an effective business plan or in preparing the results of their project for commercialization. As you know, Staff Exchanges has an international dimension, so you can benefit from networking with organizations around the world. You can take advantage of real opportunities in research and innovation. And finally, your network will lead you to collaborate with leading edge research laboratories and with cutting edge equipment that would otherwise be difficult to access. A third, the human resource capacity. Staff Exchanges actions is limited to the detachment of the personnel between the participants. And of course, first of all, you can benefit from the knowledge transfer during the implementation of the project. Then the staff should benefit from training and skills development. You also have the opportunity to test and possibly recruit staff on secondment in your company. And finally, the exposure to different professional cultures remains very interesting. Here you have some useful links that I have mentioned during the presentation. And just as a reminder, the new call is opened and will close in March 2023. The budget is 77 million euros. And this is the end of my presentations, and thank you for your attention.